Hey guys, this is a showcase of the Elite Dangerous X52 Pro add-on for EDD, so the Elite Dangerous Discovery program. It's a really great tool for accessing the journal API. And very recently, a developer was so kindly and integrated third-party DLL support, so you could tie in your own DLL, so C++ code or C# code. In my case, it's C++ code. So I created my own DLL from which you can access the X52 Pro joystick, the MFD on the X52 Pro, as well as all the LEDs, which all have 3 colors, and you can also access this via the action language inside EDD. Now, how the whole thing works is, as you can see, this is just an example program which is executed when you undock. I will show this to you later. So you just call DLL call, the name of the DLL, and then you have a few functions. Like this one is the setString function, where you can set a string on the MFD. I made the MFD scrollable, so you can have infinite amount of lines. And the cool thing is that the lines can all have callback functions, which tie also into the action language with a event. So you basically set the event name here and pass it in as a function, and I will show you later how this works. And then of course you can set the LEDs. So for example, you can here set LED fire E, which is this button here, and then to yellow. Just a quick, just some demo functions. So now I will start up EDDiscovery, and I will show you how how the thing works. So after it's EDD loaded, the main thing I tested was when I undocked. So I will run actions on the entry. And when I go back, you can see when I run this program, the LEDs here turn yellow, yellow, and green, and this turns on, which is exactly what I specified here. And then also we have here a list of entries, and when I use this wheel, I can scroll through this list. And you remember I mentioned a callback system. Now, how it works is I marked 2 entries which I made, which are able to call back to EDDiscovery with this little arrow. You don't have to do this, but I just made it to show to you. For example, let's just imagine that you wanted to integrate your more functions of Elite Dangerous into here. So I made it here that you can press the gear, and it's always that the top layer is the clickable function. So I can just click on the scrolling wheel, and when I do that, you will see that we get a little gear here. And when I click again, you see it works. And when you look into the code, I specified that I have button callback here, which is basically this function, and prints out gear. Now I have done the same thing for the Super Cruise button. So when we look here, and I scroll back down to Super Cruise, and I click that, you see that Super Cruise appeared on the screen. So the callback functions here, they work, and I'm still looking into how I could extend this stuff more. For example, but I think that this is that you could do really powerful stuff with it. With just yeah, one thing which is not so good, which is a bug kind of initiated by front-end development, by SciTech themselves, is that you still can switch pages, which is kind of bad, because you shouldn't be able to do this. Yeah, it's a little bit strange, because I had to implement. Normally, you have the page system. You can add pages manually, and then you switch between the pages, and you can set LED states and entries here manually. The problem here is that SciTech forces you to use the page system, so switching between pages is implemented from SciTech, but every time the page gets switched, everything gets erased, what you just made. So you basically in code, you get noticed via a callback function, which is here the page callback function. And what I had to do is I had to reapply all things manually in order for it to work. So I'm still, at the moment, I have basically deactivated the page system. Just like you can't add pages via the action language, while you still have the default page. But yeah, I may add the functionality of more pages in the future. But at the moment, I think yeah, it's kind of unnecessary, and yeah. But I think that what you can do here is so having a scrollable list on this MFD with selectable items. For example, in EDD you can access the really dangerous bindings, and so just like you could like here an entry which says gear down, and so you scroll through this, click it, and then the gear gets down really dangerous. I think that this is something which truly makes the MFD useful, because before it was like you always had the this screen on, which no profile, this button didn't do anything, and yeah, I think now it could be quite useful. So I hope you enjoyed it. I will put up a download link very soon. As soon as I feel confident that I don't want to change as much, because when I publish the first version of it, people may start programming the action programs, and when I change something significantly, like do a rework and add a new page system or something like that, which changes how the calls here work, it would be really bad. So first I will make sure that I'm quite confident that I don't have to change everything from the beginning again. And then there's also a bug in EDD at the moment which makes you unable to load DLLs. I fixed it in source, but yeah, first there will come an update of EDD, and then I can think about making the whole thing myself. So if you really want to try this yourself now, you may want to go to my GitHub page where I uploaded the full source code, and you can compile it by yourself, but you still will need the direct output.dll. You should have it on your PC in a folder called things like C program files, SciTech, and then well, somewhere should be the direct output.dll in your programs folder, because it got installed with the whole thing. So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and think that it will be useful, and of course, if you want to stay up to date, be sure to follow me on GitHub so you get notified when I upload the first version, which is actually useful and which works. So, thank you very much and goodbye.